Good morning. Early afternoon back east, morning and west coast. Come on in. We're going to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. We got peace. Also, the one big bill, beautiful bill. We're going to talk about that on this live, and I'm going to go over some of the important stuff on this live on that. So, hello, Labs. Welcome in, and you are number uno. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Say hello to your dad. Appreciate you guys being here. We're going to be live for a little bit here, guys, on this Sunday. We're going to go over the most important on this one big bill, but most important, Whiskey Tango Hello, is the peace. Trump wants peace, and so does the Pope. And we're going to talk about that. Cooper the Wolf, how are you? And good morning. Now, we normally don't do these morning videos, but I got some stuff to do today with the homeless. As whoa, we got 9 months. Forget about it. 9 months already. Time goes by. That's why you got to enjoy your life. Thank you very much, Cooper, for your participation on this channel and everything you do. We're going to talk about a couple things. First of all, our prayers and thoughts. Janine, hello. With these horrific tornadoes, Kansas and Missouri, bad. Mother Nature. And then also the terrorist attack or the California explosion. One person, that could have been a lot worse. But I want to talk about the most important stuff right now is what's going on with the Pope. We're going to talk about that in just a second here. Appreciate you guys being here. So we're going to talk about that. Now, Pope Leo, I have no problem, and I'm not judging, but I'm Catholic. I believe in God. I'm going to put it out there. If you don't, to each his own. Believe in somebody. It does never hurt to pray. And other popes had gotten involved before in wars. Trump and the Pope, it's ended. So Pope is, he wants to meet. He's already met today with Zelensky and the Pope today after Mass inauguration. Also, he wants to meet. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I'm Sal. Come on in with Putin. And why do we always have to say it'll never happen? Why? And I don't mean you guys. Why do people say it'll never happen? The world will never end. Why so negative? And the Pope is offering, first American Pope, peace. It doesn't hurt for him to contact Putin, have a meeting with Trump, and end this terrible war. All wars. I'm all for it. I'm all for it, whether it's prayers from God, the Pope's words, Trump's words, whatever. And let me just go to this real quick, guys. Trump is getting criticized on a couple things here, okay? He's getting criticized a lot about he is not back. He's backing up Putin. He's not backing up Putin. What do? Call him names every day? That doesn't work. You cannot call a dictator names, just like what the Democrats are doing to Trump. And that's why their party, as my mom says, is departing and broken in several pieces for a very long time. And she's a Democrat. You cannot you don't have to back up the president, but you can't break it up in pieces. And there's nothing wrong with Trump discussing positive things going forward. All right, with that said, let's come on in now. Also, the FBI links California clinic, car bombing, the guy Edwards, Barkos, whatever the hell his name is, domestic terrorism. So that went on yesterday. But the big topic today I want to talk about is the Pope. If anybody can do this, it's Donald Trump and the Pope and create some kind of peace. Ladies and gentlemen, we should always wake up in the morning and think positive. Got to stay positive. Yeah, Cooper, the short, that's from YouTube. That has nothing to do with me. That's YouTube. I talked to YouTube, or actually didn't talk to them. It's something they're changing on their behalf. They might go back. But as far as the shorts, yes, the moderators, unfortunately, went back to that. Yeah, I have nothing to do with that. This is on bigger channels, our channels, all channels for the moderators on there. I want to go over, I'm waiting for some more to come in, is this. I have the big bill. I've seen it. You guys can Google it. And I'm sick and tired of people saying no tax on chips is not in the bill. Well, I'm going to go over the good news and the bad news. Let me look you in the camera. I am 100,000%, if this bill gets passed tonight, no tax on chips will be implemented. But I'm going to go over who's eligible and who's not. I'm also going to go over Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security and much, much more if you guys want me to. This is big because you're not going to hear this on any other channel. I'm not going to break it all down because it's too much. It's section 11011. We're going to go over that in just a minute. Section 11011 on the big bill, and I'm just going to see if I can. As you can see there, there's people that come on my channel, little people, aka trolls, and say that no tips and that kind of stuff's not in the bill. It's false. It's in the bill, 100%. We're going to go over that in just a second. Thank you for being here. We got 4 likes on here. Appreciate it. And coming on here on this Sunday. I'm going to go over this bill in just a second. But before I do so, I want to bring this up right here. I haven't talked about the inmates. Now, there was 10 inmates before we get into Big Bill in New Orleans that escaped. 7 are remaining threats. These are murderers, rapists, bad guys. They escaped 72 hours later. They're still on the loose. Let me look into the camera. I'll be 59 years old. Been around, lived on the streets. These prison, 100,000% was an inside job. It was all about payoff. There's no way in hell that they were just building that hole one day behind the toilet. They got out. This is bad. I don't know the answers. These things happen. But there's always going to be a bad apple in the police department, in prison, doctors, so on and so forth. Bad apples on YouTube, just the way it is in the world. Unfortunately, that's why it brings us back to the Pope, to have hope. You don't have to be Catholic. You don't have to be a Mormon. You don't have to believe, but to have hope. And that's what Pope Leo says, let's pray. Let's go talk to these guys. And I hear haters, oh, prayers don't work. It doesn't work. Well, that's your thought. So, yeah, these prison people are on escape. I think they're going to be caught. The word is they have an eye on them, and they're going to bring them back to prison. Now, if they cross state line, these 7 remaining prisons, and I'm going to read comments on the guys in a second, then that's a federal, and they can have, well, I don't know how many more charges. They're already in there for 30 years to life. But anyhow, there was an inside job. There was somebody in there who was working for the prison guard, allegedly, and worked with them and turned his back. But the cameras were still on, and I'm sure most of you see these prison guards escaping. Very bad and dangerous. You imagine living in those areas? Crazy. Nuts. Got my Trump holder here. $100% inside job. There's no doubt in my mind. These guys were hammering, building behind the toilet. I think it was the toilet. I didn't follow too much. 100,000% inside job. They were paid off from some of these bad guys, street drug dealers, whatever hell it is, were paid to the prison guards, plural, because I think a couple of the guards were involved. So, yeah, these guys weren't just lucky. They were working on this. So they got to make these prison, you can interview these prison guards. They can work there for 5 years, 10 years, but eventually they get greedy. They get desperate. They're broke. They don't, and they pretty much are inside, in on it. And they'll be held responsible. They'll catch them. All right, so let's get back into our topic. I'm going to go over this bill now. If you are on Medicaid in the chat, if you're on Medicaid, you don't have, let us know, or if you're on Social Security. I'm going to go over this bill, section 11011. The no tax on tips. You're not going to hear anywhere else. I promise you that. No tax on tips. If this is going to be an example, if you make $5,000 in tips, I'm just throwing a number out in tips the whole year. It could be more. If you make $5,000, I quote in this bill, they're going to take that $5,000 at 100% deductible. In other words, you don't need to add that into your income. I am very confident if this is in the bill, that this bill is going to be passed because we have a majority Senate. The one thing to worry about is Medicaid. So that's the best example. So if you make $5,000 in tips, you will get a deductible. So it's basically free. Now here's the catchy part. This is implemented in 2025 when it passes, it will expire in 2028. You understand? So 2025 to 2028. Now in 2028, that is, that can be, that's it. It falls off. It's not like for life. Here's the problem is Medicaid. Medicaid, what they want to do is enforce working. So in other words, if you're on Medicaid and you're a senior or you have kids, that does not apply. I'm going to repeat. If you're a senior, 62, Social Security, 62, you still got to work. Sorry, 65. So if you're on Medicaid, they want you to work, I believe it was 80 hours and somewhat a month. So they want you to work. If you don't work, they're probably going to take your Medicaid away. It's not Medicare. This is Medicaid. Now, originally, he wasn't going to touch it for anybody except the immigrants. So he changed his mind on that. And, I'm going to call Trump out on that because why? I help out the homeless people. And the homeless people, some of them really need it. But in a sense, it does kind of helps because now it makes them motivated now to work a little bit. I believe it was 80 hours a month. I have to check my notes. So it's going to be pretty much work requirement. Now, here's some good news on auto deduction. If you have a car and that car was made in the United States of America, a Ford product, you'll be eligible for a $10,000 deduction on next tax season. Let me advise everybody, I am not a CPA. I'm not a tax advisor. I'm just reading the big bill that's probably going to pass tonight or this week. So auto United States, USA deductions for 1 year if you're making under $100,000 a year. Now, let's talk about MAGA accounts. I like the name. That's going to be people that children that were born in 2024, last year, they'll be eligible for this $1,000. This is not a tax credit. This is for $1,000 to the mom and dad or who raise your kids deduction. So this is very, very big stuff in here. And this is there's 100 topics, ladies and gentlemen, 100 topics alone just on the tax. There's so much money in there that can help us out. Now, not everybody is going to be in favor of this because not everybody has American car. I'm just reading the bills. Now, you guys can look this bill up. It's section 11011 on the stuff I just said. This bill will be voted on tonight on Sunday, believe it or not. I believe it will pass the Senate and the House. They want to get this passed by 4th of July with big bangs. A lot of it in here is going to help out American. But for those who come on here and say it's not in the bill, ladies and gentlemen, I work with representatives. You can believe me or not. You can just Google it. If it passes, and in all likelihood it is, no tax on tips, overtime, Social Security, I just explained it, is in there. Trump is keeping everything he says. Now, I'm just reading it. He is keeping everything he said. He wants to help out all Americans, Republicans, Democrats of all ages. Hate or love him, this is what he's doing. And with the whole everybody on his side, he's going to get all this stuff passed. I'm not saying I agree with 100% of it, but it's going to pass. Now, we're going to go back to the Pope. I'm going to read some comments here. Mustang Mike's in the house. Appreciate it. Now, also, there's also going to be an increase on Social Security. That's going to be taken in April. I don't know how much. It's not huge, but the CPI report has to come out. That's every year. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here as we help out the homeless and the vets on the street. I love Pope Leo. I do too. And I hate it when some of my Catholic friends say, oh, well, he's not conservative. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right. By the way, he is a little conservative. He's the Pope, and he wants all good for the president, J.D. Vance, who is Catholic, and Marco Rubio was today there at the inauguration and a huge mass here in Vatican City. Beautiful. So we're all going to have to work together. We need more peace in this world. We definitely need more peace. And, guys, before I read the comments, what is the problem? What is the problem with the Pope Leo, the newest Pope, American Pope, from Chicago saying, hey, I want to meet with Zelensky. I want to meet with Trump. I want to meet with Putin. Let's all sit together, have some lasagna. Let's end the war. Why can't we do that? Why? Why can't the Democrats say, that's a nice thing? We don't care for Trump. That's a beautiful thing. I'm not religious. It's a beautiful thing. Why can't we all be a little bit positive? It's not about being religious. What's wrong with being positive? I'm going to say this again. You wake up in the morning and, oh, the world's going to come to an end. Trump's going to destroy us. Biden's going to destroy us. That doesn't do any good. What does good is being focused and positive, standing behind the Pope. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't hurt to try. I think it could happen. I think it could happen. I think, we have to see the status on Putin. I think, remember this, God is in charge. He saved Trump, in my opinion. What's wrong with that? So I'm all for that. I'm hoping that the Pope can influence. It looks like he has Trump's support because Trump wants peace. And I think he has Zelensky. Now it's just Putin, and hopefully Putin will sit down and have a glass of cold water and say, okay, we're going to end it. Not just like that. We all know it's money, but there's got to be a way to end this war. And all the wars, they all have to end. Israel, everyone, we cannot have it. Yeah, Max, the 86-47 was bad, and unfortunately, it's just my opinion. I disagree. I think he should be held responsible, but I don't think he's going to have anything. Probably a slap on the wrist, and that's it. Thank you, Cooper. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're normally not early on Sunday. In fact, I normally take Sundays off, but I took yesterday off. Thank you, Janine. Now, the bill's out there, guys. You can just Google it. The bill's there, and Democrats. Miss you too, Cooper. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, we're live every day. I took yesterday off. It was the first time I taken off, Janine, in a little while. I just to give the moderators a rest, and there was some stuff to cover yesterday, but it's not all about the views and this and that. I just needed a day off. I had a rough day. There was a mass shooting at my place of work. I don't want to talk about it for security reasons and stuff. The guy was shot, and a manager who was shot and killed. But that made national news. I don't want to get involved with that right now. We're going to continue on. So I just needed a day off. And actually, I'll be honest, I'm a man of my word. I didn't even go out and help out the homeless yesterday. I'm sorry. I just really needed a day off. I needed a day off. I will be out there later on today helping out the homeless as we help them out every day. Appreciate the big donations we've gotten in the last couple of days. Amazing people on here. I could not do it without you guys. And Maribel will be back in a few days. We have a lot of different stuff to give out for Trump and others who don't support Trump. Anyhow, we're going to do what we can do on our part, our give back to at least the loyal subscribers and moderators on here. Oh, okay, yeah, Mustang Mike. Yeah, we're going to be giving out some hats, not this hat. We did give out a hat similar to this to a homeless. But we're going to be blowing this channel and continue blowing this channel up. We're approaching 26,000 subscribers. I appreciate it. I could not do it alone. It starts from all you guys and the moderators and the memberships. Remember, speaking of memberships, they're as low as $1.99. We've seen Cooper renew his 9 months. By the way, Mike is on a vacation right now. He'll be back next week. And Crystal is enjoying her time with her daughter right now for a few days, who was her birthday, also having some back problems. And that's why I like to have a few different moderators on here as we got flies here. What did I do for Mother's Day? I called my mom. Unfortunately, I didn't go see her because I'm going to go in August. Have a nice trip there in August. Hello, John. How are you? So I end up sending her some flowers, a bunch of stuff for her hair, make her feel good, and food. Lasagna? No, stuffed shells and some food on Mother's Day, and she had a good Mother's Day. I'm very happy. And So yeah, I like today when I woke up, and I wake up every day and I stay positive, and I'm not here to like motivate you. I'm just here to let you know, you guys know that you if you wake up negative, you're just gonna probably have a negative day. And I have no problem waking up to hearing the Pope on this Sunday inauguration in Mass as a Catholic with J.D. Vance, Zelensky, and reaching out to the Pope. I have no problem. You know, I hate it when people say, "Oh, well, he'll never." What can the Pope do? The Pope can do a lot, right? And you know, by the way, if you're not religious, it's just his words alone, being the Pope, just his words alone, approaching Putin could be big, big. And with Trump, and Trump says, "Hey, I'm all with it." You know, Trump says, "I'm with you, Pope Leo. What's wrong with it? Peace now." I quote, Pope Leo says, "I want peace now, ending all wars. No good. There's 5,000 people dying in Russia and Ukraine a day. That's sad. We can't have that. Whether you support Trump, support Ukraine, support Russia. By the way, Pope Leo also said this: you can't win. Whiskey Tango. All right, thank you for helping out today. Appreciate it. Ukraine is just there's no way they can win long term. They cannot win. So there has to be somebody like the Pope to pray for all. What's wrong with praying? And words of wisdom. End the wars. They have to end. Israel has to end. We got to end these wars. Can't have it. And other news, we got flies. And other news, vehicle, how are you? God bless you. Yep, absolutely. Amen. Amen. In other news, these reports that former President Joe Biden came out, and it was really a disgrace because a lot of us seen it on news, Fox, CNN, him falling and him stuttering, couldn't believe that. He just got too old. I think there's going to have to be an age cap on this. They're going to be investigated. Joe Biden, his family, the House, the Senate, Republicans, Democrats. Don't peek. How are you? They should be investigated. The doctor, he could not complete a sentence. I've said this on our live. He didn't know when his son died, and he didn't know the year. He's very confused, and he was running this nation. And I'm telling you guys right now, within the next 2 weeks, Bongino will find out who the hell was running this nation. And let me tell you, if it's who I think it is, the Democrat Party, let me look in the camera, will be finished for 20-some years. You won't have a Democrat Party anymore. It's a shame. It's a shame. I'll tell you why. You need competition, guys. It would be a shame. It will be a shame. And that was a disgrace on any president, Republican or Democrat, to go 4 years almost and to act like he did, not knowing where he was, couldn't remember, stuttering, can't complete a sentence, was a total disaster. And for them not to replace him in the first year, come on. What was Jill worried about? Her name, the name of Biden. Because his wife should have stepped in and said, "Hey, Joe, I love you to death, but you're not making sense anymore. It's time to step down. You've been in office since 1972. Unfortunately, your time came a little late." He's been in office since 72. He had his chances before. Because I'll tell you why. I do feel sorry for him, but I don't feel sorry for him. I'm going to tell you why. We could have been destroyed. Well, we were destroyed. Look where we're at in this wars. It could have been much worse. We could have had a nuclear attack. I want to know who was signing executive orders. We, the people, need to know. We need to know exactly who's making the decisions. Who was there? Who was? We want to know that name. I want to know the name. A total shame. And as these reports are coming out. And I think the same should be held with Trump. So in every 6 months, in my opinion, these presidents, all of them. Thank you, Cooper. Appreciate it. Every single president, every 6 months, should have a doctor, psychiatrist sit down and talk to these. They're the president of the United States, right? They're not your school teacher, no defense. They're not working at Starbucks or McDonald's. It's a president who has control of all nuclear, can make decisions. Very scary going forward. I never thought I'd live to see a president that bad. The worst administration, president, well, I don't think we're going to ever see it like that again. It won't happen because Trump is changing the Constitution for the Democrat presidents, Republicans. We can never, ever have this. And that's why God spared us. God said we cannot have him die on that July 13th of 2024. All right. Yeah. So if you're waking up this morning and you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. Appreciate you being here. We have 14 likes. At the end of the day, we help out the homeless on the channel. If you woke up and you've seen the Pope today with J.D. Vance, it was a good day, a productive day, as the Pope is saying in his prayers in Mass, inauguration. Our first American Pope says, thank you, appreciate that, El Darlene, appreciate it. He goes, I pray for the world. I pray for Trump, J.D. Vance. I pray for Russia. I pray for Ukraine. I pray for peace in Israel. And there's nothing wrong with prayers at all. And there's nothing wrong with the Pope contacting Putin and offering to get together with security protection and our 47th president, Donald J. Trump, Zelensky, and coming together and saying enough is enough. Let's compromise here. Everybody can make a little bit of money and keep everybody safe for now, tomorrow, and our lifetime. We cannot have these wars anymore, not in 2025. And I have no problem. I know Trump has no problem with the Pope. He's not interfering at all. The Pope is the Pope. And for those who say, oh, we never had a Pope interfere before, yes, Pope have come in and get involved with other past presidents. With Reagan, Bush, they get involved. They don't get involved as far as the political, as, policies with tariff, tax, this, that, whatever, but they will get involved with wars. And I have no problem with it at all. Do you guys have a problem with it? I have no problem with it. It has to end. Bill Biden, should never, it was a shame what she did. Yeah. Trump is old, but his mind is there. So is Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, I don't agree. I've said this before, but his mind is there. Bernie Sanders' mind is sharp. He's strong. I'm not politically with him on his issues. I don't feel that. I think his shot is over. He probably could have been president. See, Bernie Sanders could have been the president over Biden. But the Democrat Party were looking at him as he would not be Trump because he was too far to the left with socialism. But as far as his mind, there is absolutely nothing wrong with Bernie Sanders' mind or Donald Trump. They're older, but we all age different. We all age different. Unfortunately, Biden's son, may he rest in peace, Beau, may he rest in peace. I think that took a toll. My mom lost my brother. It took a toll, but she wasn't running for president. I think his son, Beau, who passed away, and let's face it, what Hunter did, come on, that was bad. I just think it took a toll, and I believe he has Alzheimer's. He's probably got stage 2 or 3. But my point is, they should be not running the nation. And the Democrats should have stepped in. And that's why they lost that election. And even my mom agreed. That's why they lost. And that's why the future of the Democrats, it's going to take a lot of time because it's broken in many pieces. We don't even know who the head of the Democrat Party is. And it's not AOC. AOC is just out there on a sugar high drinking regular Coke. God bless her. Coca-Cola, I mean. So she's not going to be the leader. Stephen A. Smith is not going to be the leader. So you can count her out. You can also count out Gavin Newsom. It's going to be somebody new. But that's why. It's because of Biden. And Jill, the wife. Because I know my wife. If I was running for governor or something and I was confused, it's one thing saying different things. And like Bush. Remember George W. Bush? He couldn't talk. He was the worst speaker. But his mind was there. Now, I'm not saying I voted for Bush. I'm not saying he was the best president. Actually, I think he was a horrible president. But I'm saying his mind was there, right? there's a difference between somebody who just got a little nervous, maybe Bush, maybe who's drinking a little bit too much, but there's a difference as far as the mind. Biden's mind was just shot. And I think Bo, losing his son, he should have never. Look, it was all corruption. Nancy Pelosi it was all about Nancy Pelosi and trying to get Trump out of office. And it did. And now we have Trump back in. And as the flag says behind me, for those Democrats, get over it. He's the president. So, elder abuse, 100%. Yeah, it really was. It really is. It's so sad. It's so sad. And I hope they can change going forward. I think that doctor who interviewed him should have said something too. Richard, God bless you. Thank you. Common sense. Yeah, that's what Trump is, common sense. So he's not God, but it's common sense. Yeah. Go up and read Stephen. Hey, Stephen, thank you for being here. God bless you. Wouldn't restarting Acrotage is ridiculous, expensive, and pointless if Biden has suggested this? I don't think it is. I disagree, but thank you for your comment. I don't think it's going to happen either, but I don't think it is. Speaking of prison, you got 7 on the loose in New Orleans, and if they go across state, that becomes federal. 10 inmates escaped from New Orleans, 7 remaining, and this is going on for 72 hours now, maybe a little longer, as they were behind the toilet breaking through. 100%. Curtis, hello, Curtis. How you doing? Where are you coming in from? Appreciate being here. How the hell? They're saying that there was nobody involved, or that 100% there was a prison guards involved in this, all because of money. All because of money. Every home will have a robot. Yeah, unfortunately, we're heading that way. Welcome in, everybody, and happy Sunday. Hope you're having a great weekend so far and starting your day off well, being productive, being positive, and standing behind President Trump. Oh, hold on, let me continue. Let me continue my sentence. Sorry. Continuing. Standing behind Trump and Pope on ending the war and staying in peace. Pope Leo. Pope Leo. We got 23 likes in here. Appreciate you guys coming in. So I went over some of the things in this new bill. I'm not saying I'm in agreement with all this. I'm just saying what's in the bill. So where I'm in disagreement is the Medicaid, and I'm a MAGA, but I call it as it is on this channel, right? Just you could stand behind somebody and disagree. And where I disagree on the Medicaid is some of the elderly that are on Medicaid that are 62. And I've said this. So Trump says, if you're 65, you don't have to work. But what if you're 62 on Social Security and not working? You need to go out and work and you won't receive Medicaid. Now you have to go out and shop for 3 years. Sorry, I'm waving at mosquitoes. And now to get insurance, and that might bankrupt you. And what that does is lead to homeless. So I do disagree on the Medicaid part of this bill. And you guys can disagree with me, my MAGA friends, because I am MAGA. I would probably vote no, because there has to be, I like the work requirements, but not at 62, because I fight for these homeless people, and a lot of them just can't afford it. So I like the no tax on Social Security. And I like the, this is in section 11011, no tax on tips. I love it. I gave an example on that already. I'm 58. So there's work requirements. I do like the auto deduction on people who have American cars. I do like that because we lost that deduction as Americans, right, on our cars. That's an auto deduction, $10,000 deduction a year, under $100,000. By the way, these were all going to be implemented in. Some of them are implemented. Excuse me, can't get the word out. In 2025, expire in 2028. And let me make it clear: this bill has not passed yet, but they are voting on tonight. Is why we're talking about it. And there's a lot of people I know who are worried about their now SNAP benefits. They're not touching anything with SNAP benefits. So I assume that SNAP benefits, if you're on SNAP, which was help me out, food stamps before, that's going to stay the same. MAGA accounts for children that are born in 2024 will be getting $1,000 in their account. And there's other things in there, guys. I haven't read them all. I'm just trying to give out the highlighted topics, 100 topics of the tax alone. There's also money on the windmills that they were spending billions with a B that they're going to take out because they say windmills don't work. I agree. So, and all this is going to help out the deficit, pay for the wall, also help out, supposedly help out the economy. So that's called a mega, Cooper. It's something that he wants to do for, he's calling it mega accounts. Mega accounts. So again, guys, I'm not saying I agree with all these. I'm just reading out some of these on the one big, and I quote, one big, beautiful bill. I quote because I don't know if they're going to put the beautiful in or not, but that's where they're going to be with that. So I think I had some other notes yesterday. Let me see here. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, there's lots of other stuff in this bill. I just said, Stephen, no, I don't support the cuts on Medicaid. I totally disagree on that one because I help out the homeless. So you can disagree with the president and still stand behind him. See, if you didn't watch Mark Levin on Fox last night, Mark Levin is friends with Trump. See, this is where Republicans of now, I will call Trump out because I'll call myself out for getting water to help the homeless. And my mom is a Democrat who will call herself. But most Democrats will not call out their party. I haven't heard one Democrat, and I don't mean guys on here, saying that Trump was too old. Not one. No Pocahontas. Nobody has come out and said he was awful. What is wrong with that? Or, you know, but Mark Levin said he was against Saudi Arabia. He was against on Trump supporting some of the stuff in Saudi Arabia, Mark Levin, and he's a MAGA. What is wrong? Why can't we disagree? Because we're not perfect, right? Not even the Pope is perfect, right? So there's only one person that's perfect, right? And that's our Creator. So I disagree, Stephen, on the Medicaid part because I don't want to see more homeless. And unfortunately, there's some, again, I'll repeat, that are in that age who are unable to work that many hours. So maybe make it work requirements, but maybe at 65. But I don't know all the answers. I'm not president. So there's some things there that they should modify on there. And these things could change too, to the worse or the better. Now, if you're on tips and you live in Vegas and you work in a casino business or a cocktail waitress or anywhere else, and you make $5,000 in tips, well, you don't have to claim that. That's great. That's more fazools in your pocket. Now, what can you do with that extra money? Now you can go buy a down payment on that car you wanted. Or maybe you can buy a nice stereo system. Does anybody have a stereo system these days? Or maybe you can go buy whatever you want. That means money is exchanging the economy, and that's how you help the economy grow. So I like that one. Now, the no tax on overtime, I'm not going to go over because I'm a little confused on it. And it's not the way I thought it was going to be. So I'm not going to go over it to make a mistake. But it's in the bill. You guys are more than welcome to go to section 11011 in the bill, and it'll go over the overtime. I'm sure you're going to be as confused as I am, but it's a little bit more complex on the overtime. That again, what I'm saying is no tax on overtime. That's a little bit more um, confusion in that bill, but the no tax on tips is a little bit easier to explain in Medicaid. All right. Marilyn, welcome in. God bless you. Love your name, by the way. Calling it BS. That's your opinion. Love that name. So all the news channels this weekend, yeah, I kind of get tired of hearing it. We're talking about Biden and his declining and all that. It's just really, I like to stay forward. We should never forget about it. We should never ever forget about what happened with Biden, but we need to go forward. Sal, I'm glad to see, even though you're a Trump supporter, some of the things he's doing or what? All right, your message got cut off, Cooper. I'm sorry. Or not support. You're not supporting. That's fine. Look, it's not about. See, this is where Mike. Yeah, what's up, Mike? God bless you. Hope you enjoyed yourself. You deserve that vacation. Listen, you could support a governor, a mayor, a channel, a president. It's not for me. MAGA. I like the name. Make America Great Again. I love the name. Make common sense, but there's nothing wrong with disagreeing. You cannot disagree on everything the president's doing, and I disagree on that. There's a few things I disagree with Trump, but it doesn't mean I'm not supporting Donald Trump, see? Because I know we are in the best direction going forward. We really are, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Mike is back. I would do it, but the problem is I would have to wear black and silver, and I wouldn't be able to support my Philadelphia Eagles in Las Vegas because I'm from Philly and South Jersey. So, actually, I wanted to clean up some of this stuff in Vegas, like some of the money that's not going towards different schools and homeless. Will I be live? I seen that message tonight. Probably, don't peek. Probably. Tulsi 28. I like her. She speaks well. A female. She has a chance. Welcome in, everybody, and God bless you. Mike, I'm glad you're back. Appreciate you. Janine was on here all by herself one night. Everybody had Lemon J was busy with a friend. Lovebirds was in the hospital. Crystal had a daughter's birthday and some back problems. Cooper busy. And you on vacation. And Janine, you did a hell of a job. So a hell of a job. You're going to be getting something real soon. Yes, I sound like Donald Trump. So what? If you don't like it, see ya. So you're going to be getting a little something from Maribel and the days to come. She comes back Tuesday. We're going to be giving out some coffee and some Trump merchandise on there. God bless the United States of America. If you're coming in here a little late, Vehicle, thank you for that membership. Appreciate it. I know I said that many times. Anybody who's supporting this channel with a membership, I think we have 88 members now. Here's a good goal. I want to get 200 members. 200 members by the end of July. Can we do that? 200 members. Let's get some memberships. As low prices of $1.99. You can opt out at any time as 100%. Let me bring the camera closer. As 100%. Support the homeless. We appreciate it. If you're just coming in late, guys, we're going over just a little bit of the one big, beautiful American bill that's going to be talked and voted on tonight on this Sunday and probably passed this week. And I was going over some of the Medicaid and some of the hot topics like no tax on Social Security. Also, you see my headline with the Pope wants peace. And right away, CNN, fake news, came out and said the Pope has no business being involved. And then, you know, what's prayers going to do? What do you mean what prayers are going to do? Does it hurt to pray? Does it hurt? It doesn't hurt. It does not hurt to pray. And if you're not religious or you don't believe in God, that's fine. That is 100%. Pray to somebody. Pray to Uncle Bob or somebody. Prayers can work, and there's nothing wrong with words. And Pope Leo and J.D. Vance and Donald Trump and Putin, Zelensky coming together and have a little wine, except for Trump, he doesn't drink. Pope will have some wine. Pope Leo will have a little wine. He'll talk a little Italian. He'll talk a little English. He'll talk a little Russian to Putin and say, hey, I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. And then he's going to look at Trump, and Trump's going to be like this. And the war ends. Kamala, you're fired. Get the hell out of here. That is for our moderator. Don't peek. I have no problem with it at all. Yeah, of course I'm joking on that, but I have no problem with. I'm not joking about them getting together. I have no problem with them getting together, a little bit of wine, and ending the war. Not at all. Yeah. See that, don't Cooper? Yeah. Gotta love the flag. Gotta love the flag. Support them. The flag. American. No better place to live. We have 32 likes on this live. Appreciate you guys coming in. Old Glory, FU. Yep. Absolutely. You know, but at the end of the day, that's what it is peace. And I feel that it's going to happen. I think we have the right Pope right now. Crimson Star, yes. I feel that we have the right Pope. We have the American Pope from Chicago. And we have Ozzy's in the house. Hello, Ozzy. High five, fist bump. We have an American Pope. It's not about him being on more to the left or more to the right. All he wants is peace and on the war. And, you know, he's made it clear that most popes are not for, they want everybody to come here. I disagree, but I still support the Pope. But he is for peace, and I like that. Weather is windy, but nice. Better than what's going on. Our prayers and thoughts. Here, speaking of the Pope, or in Missouri. There you go. Speaking of the Pope, J.D. Vance and his wife. And by the way, J.D. Vance gets criticized. I hear, well, what's he doing there? He's conservative. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It doesn't matter. He's Catholic. I support the Pope. I disagree on some decisions. I support the Pope. I disagree on Trump's decision. I support Trump. Oh, well, yeah. The weather, is that right, Cooper? The weather in Missouri, many people, that tornadoes came at 12:30. You'll imagine a tornado coming at any time, but particularly at nighttime. And these people, there was one story that caught my attention. It picked up a husband and wife. Excuse me. The wife was in the bathtub, and she helped. And the husband, they picked him up, and he was thrown a couple feet or so, but he had no broken bones. But so many people passed away. I forget the total. I don't want to. There was a lot of people who lost their life on this tornado coming at night. Just horrible. Just nasty weather, but that's Mother Nature. And you know, and when you see these tornadoes, you have like some homes were like never touched, right? Some homes were never touched, and other homes were destroyed, and some were like 80% destroyed. It's amazing on how that the wind and the tornado sucked the cup. I guess they call it whatever, and just does that. But here in Vegas, it's pretty nice, a little wind. Exactly, vehicle. If you're coming on and you're upset, that's fine. Come on and be upset, but don't be upset at everybody on here. If I missed something there, but that's what happens, though, vehicle. These people, these little people, aka trolls, some of them are so upset at themselves and upset at the ones that are political, who are Democrats. Some are just messed up and they want to come on a channel and try to interrupt it. It will never happen here. Never. Never. And it shouldn't happen on every station. And it upsets me a little bit for some other stations, without mentioning any names, say to go to another channel. I don't want them to go to any other channel. You come on my channel, get them off our channel, but don't go on anybody's channel. But anyhow, let's continue. Read the rules. Absolutely, Cooper. Thank you for putting that in there. Now, they'll never stop vehicle, but you have different, in my opinion, on trolls, little people, whatever you want to call them. There's different kinds. There is high five, fist bump. There it is. I haven't seen that in a while. Thank you for putting that up there, Cooper. Appreciate it. There's different trolls. We are all human. And I'll start with me. None of us are perfect. None of us. So there's some are just in bad moods. And no, too beautiful. It's just the way I talk. I know I say loud. I'm Italian. And I'm not going to change that. And if you don't like it, then go somewhere else. But there's people that wake up but just in a bad mood. We are human. And they'll come on a station, whether they're Republican or Democrat, and just be a little rude. And with that said, I'm okay with it. Now, when you're rude and you start calling out other people on here, I have a problem. Call me out, I'm okay. I mean that. But you start calling other people out, then you need to be timed out for a little bit. I don't think you should be banned from the station. So that's troll one. But then you need a little timeout. Now, there's this other troll that are just so lost. And they have addictions. And it's a shame because we need to work on that. And they have maybe a drinking problem or a drug problem. And that's a troll number two. And then you have, I believe that some of these people are real young. I really believe that they're 12 years old, 14 years old. And then I believe some are in their 60s and 70s who never grew up, who are just people who just don't believe in themselves and probably never will. And that's troll number three. And then, of course, you have other trolls out there who are just mentally disturbed in so many ways. So you have different types of trolls. Mad Dog, you get them online. You can get them online. I think I got mine on this hat on this particular hat on Amazon. Got it in one day. Yeah. But young in their minds, absolutely. Yeah, then you have some of those. And you know what, vehicle? In my opinion, what I experienced in this time on YouTube, you do have these other kind of trolls that are trolling because they want to, God bless them, by the way, they want to have a station, right? Stay with me, everybody. I probably never talked about this. They probably want to have a station, like a YouTube channel or a Facebook channel. So that's fine. And they'll come on and they'll disagree or maybe even agree, and that's fine too. So you have that type of troll. But for me, I think they're going about it the wrong way. You want to go on another station and see how someone does a channel? That's fine. You're only going to be yourself anyhow. You cannot duplicate anybody, but that's okay. But so you have that type of troll too. And anyhow, enough with that. Mark from Michigan, how are you, Mark Travis? Good to see you. God bless you. Now, Mark, you are a religious man. I hope you don't mind me saying this. Do you have any problem with the Pope saying, hey, I want peace. Let's pray. Let's get in touch with Putin. Let's have Trump. Let's all get together. And Ukraine, Zelensky, how about we pray? Do you have any problem with that, Mark? And then we work on ending this war? I'm just asking. Do you have any problem with that? So anyhow, yeah, you have different types of, in general, you have different types of people. But we are human. Welcome in, Trey Simmons. God bless you. Yeah. I still don't know who sent this to me, but I love it and I use it. Thank you, Mike. I don't know who sent it to me, but I appreciate it. Hopefully you had a good time, Mike, and you enjoyed yourself a little bit. It's good getting away. You work hard and you deserve it. Mike and everyone, I will be taking off, not on YouTube, but I will not be working Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's one of my favorite holidays other than Christmas and 4th of July. I will be up in the mountains, God willing, taking off work on Thursday, Friday. Heard a few people getting upset because I'm taking off. I don't care. Cooper, thank you. Thank you for your membership. Appreciate you being here. Good to see you for a little bit. Thank you so much. High five, fist bump. So I will be up in the mountains, so stay tuned up there. We'll have a buzz ball. I'll have my cigars, of course, and we'll be talking, I'm sure, about the homeless and Trump and more politics. I'm sure by then there'll be more updates on this big bill. So, yeah, I'll be taking off. And right away, I had a client or two got upset. Why are you taking off 2 days? And I run my business like Trump runs his as a business. I'm not going to let anybody run my business. That's why I've been in business for 30 years. I need time off. If they want me to continue to count to 10 and 20, I'm only kidding, to motivate them as a trainer and box and this and that, I need time off. And I'm going to be taking off a couple days. That's it. And people offer me this. Would you come in for this? No. Would you come in for this? No. How about this? No. Anyhow, you need time off, and I'll be up there enjoying a couple days, 3 days camping with no shower, washing up a little bit, brushing my teeth, smoking cigars, having a good time. Might get a friend to come up. I know Maribel will be up one day and have a good time. All right. I will, Stephen. I'll have a great time. I know you were up there a couple days ago. I'll be up there, and we'll do a little late night camping on the campfire. People, I say this all the time. Just let's get off the topic of politics for a little bit. You got to spend time with yourself a little bit. You really do. And if I believe nature is the best way, it's just very peaceful. You can hear yourself think, and just spend a little time looking at the fire, stars. That's goofy. Whatever. Hearing the birds, but can never hurt. Whether it's in the mountains, the desert, in the woods. It's great for the soul. It's great for yourself. Nature can never hurt. Also, playing golf. I don't play golf, but it's very good for Trump to play golf because it keeps his mindset. I see that, Don't Peek. Sorry I hesitated, guys. I was getting a call. I have not. So 27 lost their lives in Ohio Valley tornadoes. So at least 27 were killed. Wow. Prayers and thoughts. God bless you, Ozzy. You deserve it 100%. Enjoy it, every bit of it. Drill, baby, drill. Yes, vehicle. Welcome in the chat, Troy. It's not true. That's not true, but welcome in. No, I have not. Just got to check out something, guys, real quick. I'm getting a message from somebody here. Oh, okay. Don't peek. God bless him. I'm glad you're home. I'll see you tonight. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Say hello to your husband. Glad you're at a hospital. But stay on top of that real quick before you go, Don't Peek. Make sure you stay on top of that blood work stuff. Thank you. Trump running in 28. I wish he can continue. I wish he could run in 28 and continue to run. Thank you, YM. Appreciate you. Deadly tornadoes devastate Kentucky and Missouri. What a damn shame. Man, crazy. I mean, you see these homes I'm looking at behind me here. How this came in at 12 a.m. Some of these, I mean, look at that destruction here. Wow. That looks like a bathtub or refrigerator, maybe. I don't know. Crazy. Thank you, Janine. I seen that. Lonely people, Janine. Just lonely people. Yeah, here it is. Here. So Russia strikes Ukraine. Trump, the Pope. Yeah, I mean, tonight, guys, let's pray or whatever you decide to do and hope for the best on ending this war. Tonight, these tornadoes. Oh, in Kansas? So in Jersey, and thanks for your prayers and thoughts, Ozzy, my mom was fine. She escaped with lots of hail, wind, and rain in South Jersey, but she was okay. Scared, but she was okay. But there's been lots of damage there in Jersey, in South Jersey, Philadelphia area as well. But nothing like what we experienced over the weekend here, or on Friday and Saturday, rather, excuse me, in Kansas and Missouri. Nuts. So Trump is to speak with Putin, Zelensky tomorrow, and phone call with Pope Leo. Pope Leo. This is good, guys. This is good. This is good news. This is great. We want peace. Stay safe, Ozzy. That was at, so, pray for peace. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that vehicle. I have no problem with that. And by the way, it's not just, how do I put this here? I was going to come out wrong. Prayers are big. I believe in prayers. But we all know it's not just the prayers. It's about the Pope's present. The Pope's present for peace and Trump. Our prayers with Ukraine and Russia and Putin. There's nothing wrong with that because violence will not end it. So, and I don't even care if it ends and Pope gets all the credit. I know Trump will deserve the credit too. Who cares who gets the credit? End the war. We got to remember that. End it. But all the wars, both wars. And stop Iran for having these nukes. The grunk. Trump gets, excuse me, guys. Donald Trump gets criticized on, well, he should have never accepted a gift. Why was he talking to Iran? He should have did this more. He should have did that, this, that, whatever. Beep, bop, bop, bop. He's trying, guys. I'm not even going to talk about the Biden administration because we all know the mind was gone. But he's trying. That's all you expect. He's trying. Look, I will say this. You ready? I'm going to tell it as it is. The Obamacare, for me, I tried it. It was a disaster. I don't think he was a great president. I don't think he was the worst than Biden. He wasn't good. I don't think, right? But he did try. And I would say when he did try, referring to Barack Obama, he's trying. And that's more than Biden because he wasn't even in charge. He wasn't in charge, ladies and gentlemen. So why don't the Democrats stick together? Or they don't have to stick together, but say it's a beautiful thing to end the war and some of these things that he's doing. More peace is what you need. And that's on both sides of the aisle, left and the right. Absolutely true. And he sent back people there. Remember that? And thank you for being here. And he never got criticized, right? So, great, good comment. Every president does well at certain things, right? Think about it. Jimmy Carter, may he rest in peace, didn't do well. He did help out the homeless, though, at the very end. But every president does well. But this last administration did nothing at all. They didn't try at all. They want what they did was they tried to destroy America. And I'm still calling out Nancy Pelosi. I'm still calling her out. We have 42 likes on here. Appreciate you guys stepping in here on a Sunday. Enjoy yourself today, guys, a little bit. That's all they did. Is exactly high five, fist bump. Ozzy, yes. I think I'm gonna. Frank Eagle's in the house. Say hello to Frank, everyone. I'm gonna. My daughter wants to do a little barbecue, so we're gonna do a little barbecuing today. Nothing big. If you're just coming in, I'm a man of my word. I took yesterday off on live. I wanted to give the moderators a rest. Also, I was a little exhausted, and unfortunately, I did not feed a homeless. I just want to keep everybody up to date. I did not feed a homeless yesterday. I just needed some time off, guys, to reboot. But even though I'm not doing it, Maribel's not doing it, there's still a lot of people out there doing it. So thank you, Oz. I appreciate it. There's other YouTubers bigger than me, and there's a church, and there's nonprofits, so they're doing their part. So when I say I'm not, there's other people out there. I just needed a break, but I will be out there today after I eat and going on and helping out the homeless once again today because I did not help yesterday. But I needed a break, guys. Again, the moderators needed a break. I know Janine needed a break there by herself once again. I know she's saying, Sal, it's okay. I got you. So shout out to everybody on here. We're going to be ending this live stream in a few minutes. I appreciate you guys, all your support. Again, I don't come on that much on Sundays, but I missed yesterday, and I thought that we needed to talk about this big bill. Again, if you're confused about the big bill, it's on Google. You're probably going to need an hour and a bigger cigar than this. But if you go to section 11011, it'll explain the no tax on tips, the no tax on overtime is a little bit complicated. The Medicaid's in there, and child deduction, American car deduction, and much, much more. So if you want to read it, it's on there. They're going to vote on it tonight. We will be live tonight. I don't know what time. Maybe after they talk about it. They're voting on it on a Sunday of all time. Even though I disagree on the Medicaid part because we fight homeless, I hope that they can pass this, maybe modify some of the work criteria. But nothing's going to be satisfied for Sal Capano or Joe Smith or anybody. Because there's going to be stuff in this bill that nobody's going to be fully contempt. And there's going to be stuff in there where you're like, what doesn't help me? I'm not on Social Security. What doesn't help me? I'm not in that tax, what do you call it? No tax on tips. It doesn't help me, but it helps people on there. Why can't I support things that doesn't help me, that helps other people? The reason the Medicaid is I just wanted to make sure we don't lead more into homeless. And I said this before, the work hours for some of these people that are 62, 63 might not be able to work. So I kind of disagree on the work requirements. That's my opinion. But anyhow, you're welcome to check that out. God bless. Oh, MAGA accounts for children to get paid, or parents, $1,000 who are born in 2024. That's because they want more babies. We're having people are not having babies anymore, right? They might be having intercourse and sex, but they're not having babies. And Trump is worried about that. So that's why he's giving that incentive out. Now, I'm not saying that $1,000 should be higher, but at least it's something. Anyhow, go ahead and read it. I'll see you guys tonight. God bless. High five, fist bump. See you on tonight's live. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. There's a basketball game on. Have a barbecue. Go camping, whatever it is. Enjoy yourself. God bless. High five, fist bump. See you guys. Oh, sorry, guys. Left the stream on there. Hold on. Sorry about that. Wait a minute. Having problems here. What the heck happened here? Hold on 1 second, guys. My Wi-Fi. There we go. All right, guys.